All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to some more art, as usual, and the first art that we'll be doing here in during Art Fight Month. If you don't know what Art Fight is, it is a website where people will put their OCs on, and the whole thing is other people will draw them, get points depending on how much effort they put into the drawings, and at the end of the month, the team with the most points wins. Pretty simple, but really, really fun. And you get to see new characters, try out new things, draw a lot. So, yeah, I don't know how many people we're gonna be seeing here, since they're probably a little exhausted already. It's only the first week, but you know, we'll see. For now, though, I will start to draw in, because in just the past week, I've done 10 different pieces, which is a lot more than I usually do. Do I have really a plan for what I want to draw right now? Not really. I'll figure it out as I go. Something about this is a little off. I think it's mostly fine. think it's just kind of the head shape. Isn't really looking like how it should be, I guess. It's just not clicking right. Give him too long of a neck? Maybe. I don't know. Let me try just redoing this part here as well. That looks a little better. What? Because you usually do... Is it that, like, the neck is too thin? I almost feel like that's not the problem. No. Maybe it's not thin enough? Yeah, I think that was the problem, is that just wasn't... neck wasn't thin enough. And then... maybe this a little less broad of shoulders as well. How you doing, Cece? I'll just do like some facial expression practice. Either that or some perspective practice too, because I realize I need some of that. Cute. Yeah, just kind of in the corner there. Is it a cup? No, it's a... Got your pudding? Nice. What kind of pudding? Choco pudding, nice. Can't remember the last time I've had pudding. In a very long time. Not that I don't like pudding, just never had any need to get it. But you know, pudding's always good. Actually. Yeah, come on. That's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, it just replaces itself. Eh. Yeah, alright. This is a little more upbeat. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. That looks more natural. Little flower mo guy. I do want to say, Cece, I'm very much thankful for I want to say I'm thankful for you showing me the just expanding trick. Not really a trick, but just like the selection and then expanding, because I have now used that in actual work. One of my brother's friends is working on a mod for FIFA 14, and he wanted a logo done. He came to me for a logo. I was like, sure. So I thought of like different ways to spice up the current logo for it, and one of the ways I thought was to put an outline around it, and it worked out because he liked it. So thank you very much. But the other thing is, I think it's going pretty okay. In the past 6 days, I've already done half the amount of attacks I did last year, so pretty good. I'm happy with what I've drawn so far. The only people that I've attacked that we know so far is I did a character. I did Hunter, which is one of Fast's characters, and I did Oliver and Finn, which is one of Cinna's characters. And Cinna revenged me with a really cute cue with a reference to Persona in it. Very, very well done. And then I forgot to show that off because I thought Cinna would do that, but I guess I can show it off in our chat later on. But then I also showed off the other two that I've gotten, which has been one of Sylvia, very, very adorable one, and then one of like a chibi version of Jake, which I thought was pretty cute too. But I'm just curious on like Sylvia's the like sorceress wolf girl I have. She wasn't even a wolf girl at first. She was just a normal sorceress, but through the RP she became like a half wolf. I don't know what is up with her design, but she's the second most drawn character of mine on our fight for some reason. I don't know why. I guess people just really like her design, but it's just a little weird to me because I have like so many other characters I put so much more thought into, so much more work, have drawn so many more times, yet that one just gets all the attention, which is, I mean, I adore it. I'm not saying you know, she's got the raw wolf aura, but I don't know. Maybe people like wolves, I guess. Which is fair, since the other team is the werewolves, so. So yeah, I've only gotten 3 attacks back, and I've done 10. But to be fair, 6 of my 10 have been friendly fires. I didn't mean to do that. It's just kind of like, oh, what character do I want to do next? And so I looked at all the ones I have bookmarked, and I was like, this one would be fun to do next. And it doesn't really occur to me that like, oh, they're also on my team. Whoops. But oh well. It's okay. I plan to do Clem's one next. So we'll see how that turns out. It'll probably be Erlin. I actually have ideas for both Erlin, his little elf boy character, and then also doing one for his Mun. So we'll see. But how about you? I know you've been Gatling gun. And hey, West, you're here too. Attack for Muddy right now. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I gotta do Mahdi's as well, since they attacked all of us. I have an idea of what I want to do, but it's gonna be a lot of effort, because it's gonna be Mahdi's craziest character they have up on their thing. Have an idea of what I want to do with that. I think I can make it look a little cute. I think. My art style has never been cute, per se. It can, but it's on rare moments. Like, I did do that one bunny so far. I've done like 3? I've done 3 bunnies so far. Yeah, I plan to do that. So that's gonna be some effort, but it is only the 7th day in July, so. The other thing is I also got like a high school friend of mine to make an Artfight account. Don't know if she will, she said she has to update her refs for her characters, and she, as far as I know, doesn't have a drawing tablet. She's totally traditional, so. But hoping something. So, that's kind of my plans. I was also a little unsure if I would make it to stream time since I was with Dad this morning. The boat that we have was in the shop for like a whole month. Not because it needed that much time, but because there was just that many boats ahead of it that the people at the shop needed to work on those first. So we waited an entire month because there was an oil leak on our boat, just for them to say, we couldn't find the oil leak, but they still charged like $350 for an oil change and a few other things too. They charged a little extra simply because we had some stuff in the way of where the oil like not oil can, but the container was. We had some stuff in the way of that, and they had to move it to get to it, and they charged a little extra for that. Like, really, guys? You gonna charge extra just because we have some things in the way that you easily just tossed aside? But whatever. They probably don't get a whole lot of business anyway, so they're trying to get as much money as they can. Like, the place looked kind of run down, the garage, whatever, but whatever. We also went and did some shopping too, but luckily we got back in time. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Excuse me. I think anything else interesting happening with me. Not necessarily interesting, but one thing that I felt recently is excuse me, Ken got me a Sora shirt for my birthday, which is very, very nice. I mean, it's from Hot Topic. It's of some quality, but you know, it's still pretty nice. I'm very thankful that he got it. The problem is, it's a Kingdom Hearts shirt, so when I'm out in public, I almost feel like I'm just like wearing a "Kick Me" sign. Like, yeah, I like Kingdom Hearts because there's big Sora on the shirt. Man. I don't know. It's just how I feel, I guess. That's not actually like true, but kind of how I feel. Kick Me. I like Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I do. No denying that. Didn't even like Kingdom Hearts for like that long a time. Like my my love for the series just was like really only sparked from my close friends from high school. I played the original and 2, just 1 and 2 on stream before, because Zigama said that I should. I was like, sure, why not? I remember going right into 2 and not knowing what the hell was going on. Because there's, of course, in normal Kingdom Hearts fashion, there is, of course, major lore in the GBA title. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. And to be fair, probably a lot of people that also went right from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 didn't play Chain of Memories either. So they also didn't really know what was going on whenever you start playing as Roxas in the beginning of 2. But yeah, my like love for Kingdom Hearts didn't really start up until I was just in like speaking of uh a voice chat with like me and my other friends from high school. One of them started doing a KH2 rando, which reminded another friend of mine. Um, that's also true. Roxas was not explained in Enchanted Memories. It was kind of he was like alluded to, and Twilight Town was in Enchanted Memories, but Roxas himself was not. Um, but one friend wanted to do a KH2 rando run, which made another friend realize that it reminded him that he really loves KH1 and 2 and like some of the other games, but he never actually played through every single game in the series. He had played like most of them, but he never did Fragmentary Passage, which is the like precursor. It's like the in between BBS and 1 kinda. Of like what happened to Aqua. That way you kind of know once you play KH3, and he never played KH3. And it was during that time that I also had my internship where I was like editing baseball videos. So, but like it was such a time. It was just so monotonous that I needed something else to also keep my brain on everything. So my friend would play through KH games while I was working, and I would watch him play through them, which made me want to play through the rest of the series after 2. So that's exactly what I did, and it made me love the series even more. So now I've played every this is not really perspective. I wanted to do whatever. This is just gonna be more, I guess, expression practice. Let's go up here. Wanted to do a little more perspective piece, but this can just kind of go right up here. But yeah, still haven't gone through the phone stuff because I just don't care. Eh. Yeah, that works. Alright. Let's try and do a perspective piece. Haven't done very many. Done a few. I have an idea for one I want to do. It's a good enough circle. Yeah, perspective, then, you know, this needs to be a little more going on at the top here. Although probably... Eesh. That's not hair I usually do. Is everyone else's gear is just kind of not a turn-in? I get it. I'm also pretty happy with the references I did. Those turned out really well. I also specifically did not do an updated reference for Sylvia, yet she still got an attack anyways. I was like, maybe if I like put her really low on the list and also don't update her reference, then maybe people won't want to draw her. But no, still got someone. Guess she's just that good of a designed character. The other thing too with Sylvia is that she was kind of meant as a almost like whenever I made her in the RP, she was kind of meant to be just a one-off character, but the other people I was playing with wanted her to stay, so I said sure, and then she eventually became a love interest for one of the other players' characters. So now she's a permanent stay, pretty much. That's also why she turned from like just normal human to have like wolf parts, because her now husband is a wolf character. Rip. Non-furry character turned into furry. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's not like that's the first time that's happened. Far from the first time that's happened. Far from the first time I've also just like made up characters on the spot. I do that a lot. Actually, I just do that a lot with RPing. I've been role playing for 7 years, almost every day, and I still fly by the seat of my pants whenever I'm like leading a story. It's not a very good idea, but it's what I do. This is still not really turning out to be a on. Maybe I can get it. I also spent a like 2.5 hours watching basically someone go through and explain a game that I had no interest in playing, but just really wanted to know. There's something you don't want just because others like them though. It's not that I don't like Sylvia. I really do. I think I've made her... I've had kind of a little trouble over the years of like what exactly character I want her to be. Quiet Night, a little, but that's okay. It's not anything unusual. Like when I first had her, she was kind of stuck up. She was a little mean, but as the years went by, she became nicer, and I realized something, that I wanted her to be kind of the... Not only was she starting to become more like my other girl characters, but I wanted her to kind of be like the smart character, in a sense, because she's supposed to be this, the sorceress that knows, the solution to everything magically. So she's not really supposed to be someone with like, she's not really supposed to be someone that uses a lot of like contractions and words or, so I tried making her speak a little more smart, which I don't know if that came off at all. I'd hope it did, but I think I tried doing it a little too drastically. Like it was just kind of like one day I was like, wait, I need to make her sound smarter, and then I started just playing her using a lot like bigger and not common words, which might have been a little strong, but I think I've melded a good bit of that, what I tried for a little bit, and then like what I usually do with some of my girl characters. So I say all this, but like, man, I don't know. I mean, let me look again. How big the log is for our roleplay? I know it's nothing in comparison to your log, Cece, but almost 26 megabytes, the log alone, and that was back in April. I haven't updated the log since April, and we've done a decent amount since April as well. So it's probably like maybe closer to 27 megabytes now of just text, which is crazy to me. But whenever you do an RP for 7 years, nearly daily, that's gonna happen. I think I want to get rid of the hair around the eyes. Also, I mean, I guess it's not really something I've noticed recently. I've always known, but like, man, my art style changes a lot. I am very consistent in what I like do. Like sometimes I'll like erase the hair out of like the character's eyes, or I'll keep it and have the eyes over or under the hair, or just so many different ways that I'll do things. Different head shapes I might do. It's never one way or the other with my art style. But I guess that's kind of the fun in it, is that your art style can kind of be whatever you want it to be. I mean, I know I follow like an artist that has like 4 different art styles. They have an art style that is like super chibi and super cute. And then they also have like an art style for some of their pieces that's like anime-ish, like looks like, but like anime but with like style almost, like anime-ish but still in like a cutesy style. And then they have like a realistic style. Like they can do all 3. It's crazy. Like seeing their blog and going from like really cute chibi characters talking to each other to like a stare of like, yeah, what's up? Literally just here a drawn and Arden. I think, yeah. Would be kind of like that, cause I kind of want it to be. So the perspective that I'm trying to go for is like not kind of working out. Hold on. I think that shoulder is just way too out. So, because it's perspective, you want things to be kind of at like an angle? So like that almost. Almost everything kind of like going like that almost. It's also, well, if that's the I'll get it. Don't worry. Ah. Dangan music. Oh yeah, Raincoat came out, which is by the same people, you know, Spike Chunsoft, same people who made Dangan. And it looks to be in similar vein of Dangan, so. I have not played it, but it is out, so. I don't know. Maybe whenever it goes on sale or something, I'll pick it up. I think for right now it's only on Switch. I don't think it has a Steam yet. I also don't know if they're even planning to put it on Steam. I would hope so, because it seems like a pretty big release to just skip out on Steam, but I don't know if that's the choice. How do I want to do this? Trying to think of like the hand. How I want the hand to look. This also still doesn't look quite right to me. How have your guys' day been? Because I guess I talked about my day. Earlier, at least. Ah. Not that there was much going on with my day anyways, but... How do I want to have this, actually? Do I want to have it the other way? Where it's kind of like... more. I know this is also not that perspective much. I'll probably do another one. It's a little more perspective. For any Americans, how was your 4th of July? Because, I did not celebrate 4th of July at all. Did not do anything other than listen to all of the fireworks that were going on outside. I don't know. Some days, or some years, our family does stuff, and sometimes nothing. So, it's a little bit of a crapshoot sometimes. Guess I'll give him stubby fingers. Ah, thank you very much for the follow. Been a while since I heard that. Oh man. Nah, I'm joking. It hasn't been that long. But it does remind me, I was very graciously gifted Dark Souls Remastered. I should play that sometime on Steam. Toasty is good. Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I remember as a kid, I could get up to like the roof levels, but I can never get past like the middle portion of those levels or something. I was good enough at strategy to almost get past them, but it wasn't until semi-recently that I actually ended up beating the game. Yeah. Especially when you're a kid and you don't know what's going on. I was notoriously bad at video games when I was a kid. Soft locked at one point. Wow. I feel like that's kind of rare to get in PvZ. Never had that happen to me, but I also remember an older hi Clem. I remember an older PopCap title called Chuzzle that I used to play on my grandma's PC. No one was an Epic Gamer. Yeah. Me especially. I was I tried my best, but a lot of games got the better of me. Usually if games got the better of me, I would just ask my brothers to help me out or do something. So, this is not all that much perspective, to be honest. Let me try it different. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but Plant you got at the end of the stage just didn't end its cutscene. Oh no, that's not good. Huh. Yeah, it never happened to me. I do remember that they made a DS version of Plants vs. Zombies. Past no escape level on GTA Vice City. Daily basis. Wow. Never played Vice City. Only GTA I've ever played was GTA 5. That was because a friend wanted me to play through it. Excuse me. I plan to play the GTA games at some point, but when that'll be, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. How are you doing, Clem?
I'm doing pretty okay. How you
That's
doing?
good. That's good. I'm doing okay. Just play GTA
I'm
1.
really tired.
Yeah.
Work.
Work? Oh.
I don't know how long I'm gonna stay, by the way.
That's okay.
Like I popped in like right now, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna go in like a very short amount of time because I gotta eat.
That's entirely okay. Oh, since it's on my mind now, I might as well say, but tomorrow, doing Jackbox stream at 2 p.m. EST. I tried seeing if people were available on my own personal server, but no one said anything, so I don't know how many people are gonna show up. So I hope that people do. I changed the time in hopes that people would show up, but I don't know. I could be wrong in that, in thinking that people would show up if I did it earlier in the day, but we'll see. But come on by if you want to play some Jackbox, which, if you don't know what Jackbox is a bunch of really fun games that you don't need, like, Jackbox for. You just need a device with internet connection and go to the website, and then you can connect and play games on your phone, on your computer, or whatever. On your 3DS. It's got a web browser.
It's not very practical, but you know.
You could probably do it. I don't know if anyone ever has.
I don't know if anybody should try it.
That's also true. Probably wouldn't work. But it'd be great because you'd get a stylus, and there's like lots of drawing games with Jackbox. So
It's true. But have you considered that most of us have a tablet? Most people have a tablet. Therefore, maybe computer better.
true. I usually do Jackbox on my phone just because my computer is already running Jackbox and streaming it. So
I do it on my Game Boy.
on your Game Boy. Actually,
on my Game Boy Advance.
there is a DS peripheral to have internet browsers. Man, I say it's really good. Definitive Edition. I would trust you, but like, I don't know, man. I've heard lots of things about the GTA like trilogy definitive edition.
Yeah, they're good. Good versions.
Sure, they may like look fine, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, they look fine too.
I don't know. Well, look fine, quote unquote. I say fine with like a few quotation marks. I don't know. If anything, I mean, I'm totally okay with just playing the originals. I don't have any problems with like that kind of graphics. It's the least broken game. Okay. Vice City out of like the trilogy is the least broken out of the three. Eh. I don't know. Well, you can't really get just one of them.
Out of the broken collection, the least broken one is Vice City.
Okay. You can't buy them individually though, which kind of sucks. You do have to buy them all together, from what I've seen at least. I've not really looked into it, but it looks like you can only buy the
Nice.
trilogy together. Kind of made like shadow quill. I'm just doing a random hairstyle. Bum, bum, bum. Still browsing send messages via m.facebook.com.
Man,
m.facebook.
such a good browser.
Mhm. How are things going on over in Frenchland?
In Frenchland,
Yeah,
it's pretty hot.
pretty
But I live
hot.
in the south, so it's always kind of hot.
Oh,
But it's pretty nice.
very
We
nice.
got
That's
the
good.
summer going, and weirdly enough, I don't have any allergies, which is kind of concerning.
Uh, are you becoming superhuman?
I don't know, man. But apparently, the my mom doesn't need the pills either. The pills you use for when you have like allergies and stuff. She
Hmm.
doesn't use them. I don't use them. It's like, what is happening? What is happening? Is it us or is it is it the country?
Another Tour de...
Also, you know,
What?
is got a lot of uh foreigners everywhere all the time.
Oh, that's
You
true.
know,
Especially now since the Tour de France is going on, right?
yeah. Not only that, but it's summer as well. So, and I live in a city that has a lot of tourists. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of people that are just going in the stores, going outside. So writing anywhere is a little complicated when nobody knows where they're actually going.
Yeah, I can assume. I was gonna ask, do you like or hate tourists?
Um, Most of the time, I like them. They're pretty cool, and they make the effort of either talking in English or talking in French, and I like that and appreciate it. And they're more polite than locals, which is really nice most of the time when you're working and you don't get somebody that's like not even telling you excuse me, sorry, or whatever. They just
Hmm.
fucking assault you with a question and you're supposed to answer immediately. Tourists, they're like, excuse me, hello, are you working here? Can I ask you a question? It's like, yeah,
Go for
yeah,
it.
go for it,
Tell
for
me.
it, for it, buddy. I get a lot of British people. I'll say that much. There's a lot of British people. I don't see a lot of other foreigners, but my God, every other day, like every tourist, almost every tourist that I see, were like going through the aisles and working in and stuff. They're like always talking in British English, always. I got like one Australian and like two American people,
Hmm.
which immediately when they heard me talking, like they
Hmm.
asked me a question in French and then I answered in English. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's always fun to do, isn't it?
Are you from here? Every time. Every time it gets them. I can, even when they don't even mention it, they're like, I can hear them being like, oh. They'll speak to me in French and I answer in English, and then at least one of the persons is like, uh, uh, what the fuck? You speak English?
You speak English.
Oh my god.
What is this? Sorcery.
Normal.
Normal.
A lot of people think I'm not even French.
Are you? Have you just been faking this whole time?
Yeah, I moved like years ago because I felt like suffering through the time zones, you know?
Oh yeah. Understandable.
Purely for that reason. I want to talk to American people, but I don't want to have their time. I want to struggle to even, you know, be in time to talk to them. My favorite.
Got it.
These mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Oh, that's not good.
Fucking mosquitoes, man.
Well, it's summertime.
It do be summertime. Do you get mosquitoes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Especially since
Oh.
it rained recently around in my area, and
Yeah.
you know if rain You go out into like our yard we have a pretty big yard. So if you just walk out there, there's gonna be bugs flying around because they like to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Bugs,
that.
bugs like to be in the wet grass, so it's great.
It's sick. It's awesome. It's summer, guys.
Yeah, is some of your favorite season?
I prefer winter.
Me too.
Winter is so dope. No mosquitoes, no insects, no plants,
Exactly.
no allergies, no
Preach.
nothing. There's a
Preach.
bit of cold, and the cold you can deal with by putting on fucking clothing. You can't deal with the heat. When there's too much heat, you can't remove your skin. That just doesn't happen.
True. Also, yes, I have played the first Payday game. It's been a while, but I have.
I released a long time ago. It's such an antique.
Yeah. And now the third one's coming out.
Yeah, same. And when I looked at it, I was like, looks like Payday 2.
Looks like Payday 2, but just in a new engine, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
More Payday.
I
you
yeah,
know?
I'm entirely okay with that. And yeah, it is a lot simpler than Payday 2. Payday 2 has like 40, maybe 50 different heists, maybe even
Yeah.
more. Payday 1 has like 10.
It's
If
a short
that.
game.
It's a very short game, yeah. I mean, and it's like it's got a lot less customizability, tons of less masks and other things. I mean, Payday 1 was obviously just like a step in like, is this gonna be anything
Yeah, it's
at
just
all?
gonna work out.
And then they made Payday 2, and they just kept adding on to it.
Yeah, Payday
Yeah.
2 nowadays is massive.
Yeah, but Payday 2 is great, and I am excited for Payday 3. We'll see just how good it may be.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be awesome. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't take a genius to see that Payday 2 was killing it, and Payday 3 is probably gonna do the same.
Probably. I actually need to go get a ref for one of my own characters. I have not drawn Mel in a very long time, so I don't remember exactly how she looks like.
Hey man, that happens to the best of us.
That's true. Okay, that's how I did her eyes. Not very different. I couldn't.
How did I draw her?
I couldn't remember how I did. I was like thinking like, did I like draw her eyes in like a very specific way? But no, pretty normal to what I usually do. Well, I feel like her face is just kind of a little off.
Where are you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the thing that a little concerns me with Payday 3's base price is $40, which is very obvious that they're gonna just do the same thing they did with Payday 2, pump it full of DLC.
I mean, really, could you expect anything else?
No. Why wouldn't they use the same tactic that worked with Payday 2, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And like at this point it's probably like they kind of expect it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. West, are you drawing CC either about to be run over, or is it because of the piece that she got in Art Fight where it looked like she had just like headlights on her?
What a
PD3.
great piece.
The PS2. PS2? Payday 2. Oh yeah. Payday 2. Is because of the piece in Art Fight. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I think, wasn't it Bob that said that it looked like CC just had like headlights on her?
Massive pause, though.
Oh yeah.
Gives the ability to stop the truck with her bare hands.
Bare hands? Since when does CC have bare hands?
Bare paws. I mean, bare paws.
There you go. Oh yeah, that.
Magical.
Yeah, it looks like she's just about to get run over or something. Doom doom doom. Soundtrack of Payday 2 slaps though. Oh, actually, I have it. Hold on, have it somewhere in this whole playlist. I'll quickly go through it. In the meantime, Clem,
Yes.
tell me a story.
What?
Tell me a story about your past.
A story about my past.
Yeah, like any like vacation stories or something. Shut up. Not you, the computer. It's making Windows noises.
Tell me a story.
Shut up! Shut up! Tell me a story. Shut up! Go over there. Stop. Sorry. No. Yes. Continue with the story if you have one.
What did I do with my I fucking broke my skull.
You broke your skull?
Yeah.
Oh God.
At least I almost broke my skull. I was a
Okay.
child.
Well, yeah. I assumed
I
you
was
would have
little.
been.
I was little dumb. I was little dumb child, and I was you know, like I was in recess and we were playing a game that was like kind of tag, and I ran really fast, and I knew that I ran really fast. I ran faster than most of the classmates, most of my friends. So I got a little cocky, and I started running backwards.
Oh.
Somebody was running after me, and I didn't look at anything in front of me. And then eventually, I tripped, and what I remember happening is that I looked down, saw the, I saw like a bag on the floor, and I was like, I tripped on this? I realized that I tripped on it, and then I looked forward, I threw my arms forward, and what I honestly remember is in like a still image of my hands in front of me and a fucking tree. And then it went pure white.
Oof.
And when I woke up, because I'm pretty sure I woke up, I didn't just like pass out for like 2 seconds, because when I was running, there was only one person behind me, and nobody else was behind me. And most classmates weren't even like even close to me. They were like really far, they were not even looking at me. And when I woke up, there were at least like 4, 5, 6 classmates looking over me because I was on the floor. And in the first second, I thought, why are they looking at me? And then I felt the immense pain on the side of my head.
Oh.
And when I screamed, that's when one of the teachers actually realized that I was on the floor. I don't know why nobody actually saw that I was on the floor before this, but that's when they realized, and they brought me to the infirmary, which, if you didn't know, the infirmaries, at least most of them, find that any kind of problem can be fixed with a piece of sugar. For some reason,
What?
I don't know why. Listen, dude, I don't fucking know why.
Is that a French thing?
It just happens. No, I genuinely don't know. I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
I got in with half my face with like a scar. It wasn't actually that big, but considering that I was in a lot of pain and that I just fucking headbutted a tree,
Yeah.
it hurt a lot, and it looked like half my face was gone.
Oh God. Two-Face.
Yeah, I turned into Two-Face for like 15 minutes.
God.
The infirmary was like, okay, so we're gonna call the the ambulance. We're gonna call the emergencies, and here's a piece of sugar, and now you just sit there. and I sat there. I was. It wasn't too bad. After a while, like I got kind of used to it hurting. It wasn't horrible. Like it was basically like it felt like it burned a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like all the time. But I looked at myself in the mirror and I started crying because I saw the scar at the like on my forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought in my baby brain that I just ripped half of my face off,
Oh God. Yeah.
which is completely untrue because
Yeah.
when I remember the image, like the what I actually saw in the mirror, I just had a little scar on the forehead.
Mm.
It was bleeding, and yeah, I mean, like you fucking hit a tree, eventually it's gonna bleed, you know.
Yeah. So do you
And
think
when,
that that gave you brain damage?
I don't think so, but it did cause me to go to the hospital, and they kept me in a room for like a few days.
Uh-oh.
Like they put me through they got a radio check, and basically told me you well, you didn't like absolutely break your skull, because in that case we wouldn't even be talking, which is, you know, kind of logical.
Right.
But you bruised the bone of your skull,
Ugh.
of your brain cage. And so they said, we're gonna keep you in a room. It's not actually bad. You will definitely survive this. Not even a fucking question. It's not gonna be a big deal. We'll just like monitor you for a little while it heals, and put a patch on it. And that was actually hell. Like that moment when I was in the emergency room, or at least like one of the rooms they had for me, it was actually horrible because my mom was with me, but I would have to wake up every about 3 hours because they needed to change like I think it was they needed to check the monitor for heart rate and all that stuff, and they needed to change a few things on the monitor, and they needed me to wake up every 3 hours for this. And so I don't remember this, but my mom told me that basically after a while, like initially I didn't care, like I didn't say anything, I just kind of grumbled and awoke myself, and then I fell back asleep.
Yeah.
And then after a while, my mom told me that basically I would complain to the person that got in the room and be like, fucking stop, leave me alone, go away. That lasted for like maybe not even a week, and then I was back home. And honestly, no brain damage, or maybe there is some. I'm not sure. I didn't check. But yeah, in case you want to try to hit a tree, I'll just have you know that the tree usually it wins.
Got it. Well, I'm glad that you're okay. Yeah, one hell of a story. Didn't think you could get that in depth, but I'm okay with that.
Trees just have, you know, one hell of a left hook. I'll be honest.
Yeah, don't fuck with them trees.
With the trees.
They're gonna fuck right back.
Fuck around with the trees, you're gonna find
Find
out.
Oh man. Yeah, alright, that sounds good.
Get wood.
Hey. Hey. That's good. That's Kendros. Yeah, Kendros, you also just missed a whole story. That's okay.
Oh, sorry about fighting trees. Squaring up those.
Fight the tree with horns in your head. it would probably still hurt because the horns would be part of your skull, so you're still ramming a part of your skull into the tree.
So you're gonna get knocked out, and on top of that, you're gonna be stuck in the tree now.
Exactly. So that wouldn't be a whole lot of fun.
I mean, if you want to fuse with a tree, I mean.
Yeah,
free.
if you want to be the tree, then go right ahead.
Become tree.
Horny for the wood. Ayy. Jokes. Jokes, jokes, jokes. Excuse me.
Oh my god, I want some food.
Okay, go get some food.
Alright.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be back.
That's okay.
We'll see.
Wait, we'll talk to you later anyways, Clem. And come by tomorrow if you want to do Jackbox.
That's true.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe.
Okay.
Because, tomorrow I got work.
Oh, fair.
What time did you say it was?
2 p.m. EST.
Okay, I'll check the time zone for me. I don't know if I'll be there. Maybe. We'll see.
That's okay.
Anyways, goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, in the meantime, if there's anyone else that wants to draw anything, go right ahead. I'm just kind of doing some practice on like perspective and whatnot. Hey, Marty. Not drawing, just watching. Okay. I gotta kind of. That look right. French earpiece. You want me to draw you laid out? CC could probably do it. CC, you've drawn ferrets before, right? Alright. See you later, man. Catch you later. I mean, to be fair, I have drawn a ferret before, but that was just tracing the picture of you, Ken. Yeah, so Ken in VRC mostly uses a ferret character. Do you think you could draw like a ferret laid out like a French girl? There you go. Yeah. It's pretty cute. Here, actually, let me move on down here. Let me give it like a little jacket, because Ken's ferret has a jacket. You're okay. No worries. I'll have to check out the one you just did. I'm curious to see what it looks like. Okay, I don't know. We'll see if there's enough people to do Gartic. I don't know. Maybe if Madi wants to join in, but nah, shouldn't push you. I don't know. Should I try and get more people to join? Garlic phone? No, it's like garage phone. But, you know. Okay, okay. Just quickly checking Discord. I'm still very happy that we have the whole session view as well. It's nice. Spare a few moments for good old Germany phone. I don't know. I mean, there's only 2 of us, maybe 3 if West is around. That's not really a whole lot of people. Guacamole phone? No, more like a homophone. I think the problem is that I need to do that. Yeah, there we go. Start. What? Oh. Yeah. Do you think... Well, no, yeah, never mind. Never mind. Bad question. Moving on. You don't think? I try not to. It just hurts after, you know, a certain amount of time. So I totally get that. Need to look at these. Okay. Smells fresh. She got pointy feet. She got bird feet. So pointy. Yeah, doesn't look right. I guess I never really got like a proper opinion on it. What do you guys think of turning Saturday streams from the usual late night time to it's now like normal time? Well, I guess I got semi opinion on it, where people were just kind of like, yeah, I don't really care. But I don't know. I guess whenever you can never have a time of day where everyone's gonna be all on the same page. You know, you can try, but it's never gonna be perfect. Well, come back whenever you feel like it, Mari. I guess I'm also just happy that you're still here in chat, because, I mean, honestly, if I felt the same way that you did, I wouldn't even show up in chat. I would be like, nah, I'm not even gonna show up, because it's just gonna make me feel worse. But I mean, we're still glad you're here. Have some fun. I can also get some anxiety. She looks really buff. I don't think I like this. I tried doing like a perspective where she's like trying to kick, and I think it kind of came out not as good as I was thinking it was going to. I think instead of having kind of arms out like a bodybuilder would, they should be more in. With the end still kind of like pointing out like this. Such a nice calming song as well. I need to look up more by this artist. It reminds me of Chibi Robo music, which if you don't know, it's one of my favorite games. At least the original on GameCube and technically Wii. I mean, I've talked about Chibi Robo plenty of times on the stream before. I'm not gonna go back into that rant again. Speaking of, though, I did ask Annie if they wanted to play Chibi Robo, and they said yeah. So we've been going through that, which has been really neat, actually, because not many people play it. Yeah. So it's nice seeing some of those kind of different perspectives on it, and also agreed with CC. Am I doing that right? Oh yeah, that's the right hand, so it should be. Something about this is just. Also, I don't think Clem noticed the Amogus you put in his hand. Maybe he did. Also, just saw. Do you think I don't? Oh, that's cute. Notice it with time. If he comes back. I don't know, we'll see. He went to go eat, and we'll see if he comes back. I think the problem is I still need to do kind of the hand kind of like this. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I started a playthrough of KH1. I need to finish that. A second playthrough of KH1. Can I get this looking right? Man. Also, I don't know who was even really around to hear it, but I did start Half-Life 2 VR on Wednesday, but I'm gonna write that off as just a one-off thing, because to be honest, I've played enough Half-Life, especially Half-Life 2 on stream, so I should play something else. I'll probably just play in my own time. So I'll figure out something else to do this Monday. I'm not sure what exactly, but I'll figure out something. Oh, hi, Jikas. Do you want to join in on the? Oh wait, no, yeah, I don't think you have a join. You can if you want. Shadow Hedgehog True Ending. CC, that's so many. It's so many. CC, that's so many times. I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to you guys either. That's so much Shadow the Hedgehog. You're already halfway there. I am not halfway there. I am not halfway there. Not halfway there. I did 5 runs. You need to do a lot more than 5 runs. Oh, man. Yeah. It's not the worst Sonic game, but it's definitely not one I want to play over and over and over and over and over again. 10 or 12 routes total. Okay, so to get the final route, or to get the true end, that means that you need to get every single, that you need to do every single, not like all 356 paths, but just like get every single end to each level. Meaning, if a level has the dark, normal, and true endings, you have to get all 3 of those. Right? And you have to beat every boss, too. That's so many. There's 22 stages. A majority of them have 3 endings. Isn't it just getting every route? I don't know. By every route, I assumed. Okay, so I actually did look into the speedrunning categories for Shadow the Hedgehog, because I thought you said that there was one for like doing all 356 routes, which there wasn't one. It was just to get the true ending, which the true ending is that it's to get it's to play through every single ending of each level and beat every boss. Completing all 10 endings unlocks the game's true ending. Oh, maybe that was just 100% then, and then they went for the true ending. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I still don't want to play through the game more. I mean, I'm satisfied with the endings that I got. Honestly, killing Eggman was really a lot of fun. It's dark, but it was fun to do. I don't think I really need the true ending anyways. I don't really care. It's not a bad Sonic game, it's just not really I want to play a lot. I have many other games that I could play. I had my fair share of Shadow the Hedgehog. I'll think of something. Dun, 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 dun. He's back there lurking, ready to go. What, Shadow? Or Black Doom? No. Is there still... Actually, I think I played every Sonic game I want to do. Well, Sonic Riders I'm debating on if I want to play that in my own time or on stream. I don't know. Excuse me. because I never did play the original Sonic Riders. I think I told this before. I had Sonic Zero Gravity, which was the Wii one, and I got it ready to play, and I got it like from I got it from GameStop, ready to play. I put it in, and I tried pressing like A with the Wii remote, and it just wasn't working, and I didn't know why. So I went to my dad to try and see if he could figure out why that was happening. He couldn't figure it out either. So we went back to GameStop, gave them back because I got a used copy of it, and said, "Can we get a new copy?" They said, "Yeah, sure. If the used one isn't working, we'll give you a new copy free of charge," which was very nice of them. Went back, put it back in, it still wasn't working. So I got my dad again, and he's like, "Oh, why is this not working? This is a totally new copy." And I realized I had a GameCube controller plugged into the Wii, which was overwriting the Wii remote. So I pressed A on the GameCube controller, and it worked just fine, which was really funny. That I got a free, technically, a free copy of a free new copy of Sonic Zero Gravity for the price of a used one, because I was an idiot. Oh man. I didn't even play it that much. Did not even play it that much. Okay. Yeah, you can tell I've really not done much perspective stuff because I've been working on this one alone for a while. And yeah, how's GCAS? I'm trying, but perspective is not coming as natural to me as I thought it would. Kicap versus Truck-kun. Oh no. CC's gonna get isekai'd. CC, if you were reborn into another world, what outfit would you be wearing? What class would you be? Naked, fair. Eh. I got it. Circle. Circle. That's good enough, circle. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Full on first shaped. Oh no. Ah. I don't know what's going on. Just missing your collar. Oh shit. That is naked. Scandalous. CC without her collar. Absolutely scandalous. There you go. Now I need a reference of another character again. There we go. Okay. This is another character. Actually a character of mine I have on Art Fight, but I'm not drawing a whole lot of. Cat getting isekai'd and then panicking because his collar is missing as a fun one. Yeah, that's actually not bad. The thing is, like, there is genuine, like, genuinely a lot of, you know, stuff that, like, can be done with the isekai format, but just most animes don't do anything at least unique with it. So, actually, speaking of isekais, a friend of mine and I started watching an isekai last night, and it's something. It's like at times, I'm putting tabs open for character references. Like, you might want to check it. at times this anime is very much self-aware, but also at other times it takes itself a little too seriously. It's a little back and forth on this anime. It's certainly something. It's, yeah. What's it called? It's like the Eminence of Shadow, I think, is like the English name for it. Because that's like what the main character calls himself. He was like, so before he died, he tried to be like a local superhero and saving people from like kidnappings, and he was kind of good at it. He used crowbars. Yeah, so my friend came to me and was like, "Hey, this isekai sucks. Do you want to watch it?" I was like, "Okay." Yeah, he's got. We watched 4 episodes and I'm still not even entirely sure what's going on in it. My friend made me watch the first episode without reading the synopsis for the anime, because we usually read the synopsis for the anime and then go into it. But he had me read it afterwards, and which is fair, because I didn't know what was going on, and honestly, reading it afterwards made more sense. But it was something. It's like he tries. It's like at times he tries to be. He literally says out loud like he wants to be like an NPC or a side character. It's like one of his goals is like in like he daylights as like a side character, but he moonlights as like the hero of darkness and tries to get rid of cults that are doing horrible things to people. Yeah. Yeah, it's like out of nowhere. Yeah, the dude is a total Mary Sue. There's a guy term for that, but I forget it off the top of my head. Yeah, and he's like he was even strong in like the normal world, but then he died and he got even stronger with like these powers. I'll give the anime this: it does some interesting things with the isekai format, mainly that we actually see the character grow up in the new world, which I can't think of any other isekais that do that. Like show us that the character is like growing up or whatever. I can't think of any other isekais that do that. Shut up, Windows. Jesus. Shut up! Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. It tries to be a comedy. I think I made a really good point where the tone of the anime is like a metronome. It goes from being a comedy and, you know, being very self-aware to trying to take itself way too seriously and make a serious tone. It's like, what? Which is it? It doesn't make any sense. But, whatever. And I totally understand why he was like, hey, this isekai is horrible, want to watch it. I'm like, sure. Because we've seen, actually, a decent amount of isekais together before. Yeah, like, yay, jokes, but also, like... it goes in like episode like 3 or 4. Actually, in the first 3 episodes, a different girl is kidnapped in each episode. A different girl is kidnapped in each episode. The episode 4 was the first one where another girl wasn't kidnapped. I mean, we followed the same girl getting kidnapped from episode 3. She was still kidnapped in episode 4, but like what? 3 different girls in the first 3 episodes all get kidnapped and all get saved by our main hero. Stupid. Either by the main hero or like by his posse. Stupid. But yeah, like in episode 3 or 4, it like goes to like our hero having a bunch of jokes with like his friends or whatever, and then it cuts to the kidnapped girl and she's like being like tortured. Like what? Started out, but then it just gets way too serious. It gets a proper rogues gallery and dangerous antagonists and stuff. Okay. About a shark. Did the shark get isekai'd? Yes. Awesome. I mean, I commend isekais that try to do something unique. Because not many of, like, at least popular isekais really do. That's why there's also Isekai Quartet. Which is just, like, all of the popular isekais, but in, like, a school chibi setting. Summoner Girl summons a shark familiar, and it has all the powers of sharks in horror movies and stuff. Huh. Interesting. So it has, like, the power of Jaws. I'll give him that. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if it'd really make me want to watch it, but that's something. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I did this a little too far out as well. Slaughtering everyone, killing random isekai cast, and pull up some proper villains. Near the Shark has actual super serious battles and stuff. Okay. I mean, hey, if it sells, Japan will put it out. Japan does not care. To be emotionally invested in whether the shark that has powers from Sharknado can defeat the evil tyrant king who's starving his people and stuff. Dude, isekais are weird. Always have been and always will be. I did not make... This as far down as I wanted it to be. Indeed. Very much. Dude, I am excited for the remake of P3. It's gonna be so good. It got extremely mean-spirited towards a specific other isekai that apparently stomped on its baby or something? Ugh. Ugh. Something about this. Okay, maybe I should just not do the sunglasses thing. Yeah. Why am I getting a sense of deja vu? Why am I getting a sense of deja vu? Oh yeah, Wes did the CC about to be isekai. Aww. Is that a trio of the enemy minions became recurring characters in 11? Aw, that's always good. Always gotta have the side blorbos to really elevate the anime. That's always good though. Tons of animes wouldn't be what they are without their side characters. I think I really actually overdid this character's hair a little. Full set of hair. And there's Big Bad Shark. Aww. Feel free to try anything else you have in your mind, West. Amada, you never said if you checked your art fight. Bum 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 bum. Actually, a little fact. This is my character Kristen. And for her ref that I did for art fight, I had to ask someone. I asked Annie. I guess it could really been anyone, but I asked Annie for help on how to draw her chest, because the way that I have the reference, it's kind of like she's like kind of to the side. I didn't really mean for that, but it just turned out that way, and I needed like help with like, because it's a chest that's like not totally at the side, kind of like this. Kind of like this, but like it was also isn't like facing forward either, so I didn't really, it was like the angle I had to get some help with. But Annie did good. They helped me. The funny thing is, still have yet to play Strikers. Or I've still yet to beat Royal. I've played the original P5 like 2.5 times. And I had like a run of Royal going, but that was on my roommate's PS4. And of course, I don't have, you know, I don't live with my roommate anymore, so can't continue that. I also don't have a PS4 to begin with, so I could buy it on Steam, but nah. You gotta be in the mood to play a Persona game. Gotta be in the mood to play a JRPG. Those things are, yeesh. Also, has the chat been going and I haven't noticed? Do they do the same thing again? Do I need to reload it? Or has just no one been talking? For some reason, sometimes my my Twitch chat in OBS doesn't update whenever people are talking, and I had a ref covering my screen. I think it's just dead. Oh, okay, good. Good, I didn't miss anything then. Well, if there's any questions at all, as always. Always happy to answer any question. Even if it's a like why the hell did you do this thing, you know, over this thing, whatever. Sometimes I just do. That's good right there, I think. I don't know why I'm like leaving space. In case anyone else shows up and wants to draw a lot, of course. But I know, people are busy. I was almost too busy to start stream at the right time. I probably would have started a little later, but eh. I guess I also should have figured with with our fight going on, probably not everyone wants to hop in here and doodle around, instead work on actual pieces, which I should probably do too. I have so my plan with Art Fight is to do 40 pieces. I don't know if that's gonna happen, since I've only done 10 in 6 days. But I mean, that's 10 in 6 days is a decent amount, pretty good for at least me. And I want to do at minimum 40, but I might change that depending on how much I can keep going. I don't know. It's nice doodling my own blorbos for a little bit of a change instead of someone else's, because that's all I've been doing the past 6 days. But I mean, it's been nice. It's been fun. It's been good. People have liked the art I've done for them. It's been fun doing the little animations too. Oh, slug cat. No, cute slug cat. I did get Rain World. I played like an hour of it. Not really a song to follow up with the previous one. Yeah, sure. I did get Rain World, and I played about an hour of it, and I couldn't find the third resting point. I tried like 4 or 5 times, and I died each time. I couldn't find the third one. And even the little guy that's like supposed to help you point you to the next one, he just kept pointing me back to the one I was already at. The third one? Yeah, I don't know where it was. Just wander. I tried, but I kept dying to the size of GTA 5. Yeah, I kept dying to stuff, or to the rain. I took too long and the rain came and washed me away, killed me. So I couldn't figure out where the third one was. Kept dying. I'll try again at some point. I'll find it. It's just the that's what kind of made me stop. It took me a while to get to the second one. I died. I think I died even more on the second one, but that was to the second one, so I had a little more energy to try and get to there. But the third one, I was like, ugh, gosh, I can't figure it out. 10 in 1 week, then 40 in 1 month is totally feasible. I mean, yeah. I'm just a little worried about burnout. To activate something? No, there's nothing in the like little. There's like hideouts, which kind of act like bonfires in like a Dark Souls game. Basically, if you die, you go back to that one. Very simple. Or checkpoints, I guess. You just call it a checkpoint. The resting area, whatever. The bench in Hollow Knight. I don't know. There's not like anything to do in them other than just to save your game and save your progress. So there's supposed to be like this there is this little helper that will like tell you that'll like point you in the direction of like either danger or like where the next hideout is. He'll say like, oh, danger's that way, don't go that way, or this is the way to the next hideout. But I think it's proximity based. So he's not necessarily pointing me towards the third one, he's pointing me towards the nearest one, which I'm taking too long, I guess, to get close enough to the third one for him to point me to it. Or it's just that much distance away from the second one or something. I don't know. Then again, I only spent like maybe an hour trying to get from the second one to the third one, so I just need to keep trying more different paths, because there's like lots of winding paths in Rain World. It is huge. But it's not bad. Definitely not a bad game. It's just I got to get better at it and take more time to play it. But then again, I have tons of other games I need to do that with. Tons. I buy too many games and I don't play them. And I feel bad for not playing them because I feel like I wasted money. But then I'm like, do I really want to play this? And I don't play it. And then I feel even worse over time. And then I eventually get around to playing it. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Why didn't I do this earlier? And then I never play it again. Or I want to replay a game I liked a lot, and I know I'm gonna like to replaying it because I really liked it the first time. So just replay it again. Why play one of the new games that you have? Anyways, Drawn to Life. I really liked that game on Wii, at least. I had the Wii version. I think there was one on DS. Well, maybe we had. No, we did have the DS one as well. But I played primarily the Wii version. I liked that one a decent amount. I remember getting it and like looking. That was always a fun thing with old games, or whenever you're a kid. You know, you go to the GameStop or whatever, and you buy a game physically, and on the ride home you look over the case and you're like, oh, what does it say on the back of the box? What does the disc look like? What does the cartridge look like? I remember that. We were getting a lot of PVZ songs in the shuffle time. I mean, I'm okay with it, I guess. You were a kid in the Wii era, that's right. I was a kid in the Wii era. I was a kid in the GameCube era and Wii era. I was born whenever the GameCube came out. Same year. The DS ones. Oh, yeah. I mean, the DS ones were pretty good, too. I mean, I was baby when the GameCube came out, so I don't remember a whole lot from that time. But whenever I was, like, old enough to have memories, to keep memories that I have in my head, that was whenever, like, the Wii was out. Which, I mean, the Wii was already just, like, a souped-up GameCube anyways. The Wii and DS sequel, despite having the same name, have totally different plots. Did not know that. Interesting. I guess it's not that uncommon for console games and handheld games to have very different like play styles or versions. Like, look at a bunch of like all like the SpongeBob games that came out on like GameCube or Wii. Very different gameplay than like the DS versions or the Game Boy Advance versions, just how it was back in the day. Had totally different companies working on each different version, and yeah, just how it was. I don't know if Clem's back. I think I saw them leave and come back, but no. What else to draw? Year old by the time that we drop. Ooh, wow. Usually the plot is the same. I don't know. It just happens. Whenever there's two different, two totally different teams going at it, never know. Each team will want to do, the game differently. Dun, dun. Ah, Chibi Robo Clean Sweep. Good game. Just wish it wasn't stuck on the DS. 'Cause honestly, if that game came to GameCube or like whatever, I think it'd do really well. Or like Switch, honestly. But we all know Nintendo's not going to do anything with Chibi Robo anymore. Oh. Wow, that was a pretty good flower, mostly. I think fix this pedal here a little bit to give the other one a little more room. Wow. Sometimes you could just kind of do it. Okay, well, maybe this one's a little tall. Last night, finally watched Incredibles 2. It was fine. It's a 6.5 out of 10. It was fine. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, the reason why I put off watching it so much, because I actually really do love Incredibles 1, and whenever Incredibles 2 came out, I heard lots of different things, both good and bad, about Incredibles 2, so I wasn't sure, yeah. I guess that's true. It's not uncommon. Yeah. It's not, definitely not common, but it's also not like a once in a time thing. Oh, no, we're good. Like, I can't think of a example off the top of my head, but I'm like sure that's happened before. Where two different ports of the game have like totally different stories. No. Anyways. Incredibles 2, fine. I had my problems with like the first act. But the third act was pretty good. The third act of the movie was pretty good. The problem is you have to get through the first and second act to get there. The second act was... okay, so the first act was a little bit of a chore to get through because characters... think of any examples, I'll hear them. I'll think of something. Like, that was exactly... I remember Ken asked me... we were talking about, like, game sequels. And Ken said, like, well, normally... like, if there's like a 2 in the title, that means that it's after the first game. And I'm like, well, it's not always true. And he's like, give me an example. And I'm like, well, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I'm sure that's a thing. It took me a while to eventually remember that Red Dead 2 is a prequel to Red Dead 1, even though it's called Red Dead 2. So, but that was like that's like the only thing I could think of. I'm sure there's other media out there that is like the next number in line from the previous entry, but is a prequel. I'm sure there's other titles that do that. Like Borderlands pre-sequel, kind of, but it's not title. It's not numbered, so it doesn't really work. Yeah. It's called pre-sequel because it's in between 1 and 2. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. I'm sure there's other media that do that though, where it's like, this is the third one, but it's actually the sequel before anything happened. Which doesn't even have Spark in it. I guess yeah, that's true, but it's not a prequel to the first game. It does still happen after the first game. Same with 3, I think. Actually, I should play 3. That's what I should do on Monday. Is I should probably play Spark 3, because I have not done that yet. And I've heard it's like the best one out of all 3 games. So, yeah, Spark 2 was rough. I beat it in one sitting. I did not think I would be able to do that, because Spark 1 took me like 3, maybe even 4 sittings, but Spark 2 took me 1. It's like, oh, quite the difference. But I've heard Spark 3 is a lot longer and better than 2, so. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do Spark 3. I'll think about it. I'll think if there's any other game that I really want to play more. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But, oh well. I keep drawing smoke, but I should work on his AMV that I like started back in October and I never finished because I'm stuck at an impasse with myself. CC, do you remember me making you play through some Battle Block Theater levels I made? That was a very long time ago. I'm surprised even I remember that. But still have those levels up on the Steam Workshop. Not remember that? That's okay. They weren't all that good. It was just literally all King of the Hill maps, and not many of them were good. Maybe like 2. 2 or 3. I was like, why don't I make every map its own gimmick? And like use like one of the blocks in the game as the entire map. So there's a map where it's all moving platforms. There's another map where it's all teleporting around. There's a map where I put all of them together. There's a map where it's literally just a mountain. Get it, King of the Hill. I just made it a hill. One where everything on the wall was like pipes, so you can climb them around them. Another one was like bouncing, or like it was so primitive, and so very much like Baby's first level. I have a stupid idea. How would you draw a Flowey that is having their hands on their hips in like disappointment? That's what I'm trying to do up here. I don't know if it's gonna work at all. So I was thinking like the hands would be the vine. Oh god. My internet is not happy, I guess. That's not really the hips though. I was thinking like using like the vines to do that, but it's not turning out as well as maybe I have the vine. Oh, stop it! Why are you doing that? Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Oh, cool. Can't undo. Kind of like that, yeah. Just like. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think I got it. It looks so weird. How could you do this? I thought you were better than this. was gonna say like, what if Flowey was sassy, but like he's already pretty sassy. Leaves. Oh, they're leaves. Oh, I see. That's what you mean. I was thinking of using the vines that he can like do. I also like, well, I mean, I guess no, not really like it's headcanon or anything. It's just canon. He's sassy enough that we should eat him. Don't eat the Flowey. It's gonna hurt. Do not vor the Flowey. No vor. This is like the most I've drawn on a canvas in a while. Trying to think of what else I could draw. Thought of drawing Clem's character. We have drawn Madi. Oh no, it's easy to draw Madi down there. Actually, I don't know where Madi went. They probably left, to be honest. Which is fair. Draw Madi. Stop it. Stop it, please. Why is my internet doing this? Why is the connection to Magma just shitting itself? I don't know why. I have done nothing wrong. Why can I like never like quite get Madi's like slime down? It's always like it's just a little too wide or like actually no, that's pretty good right there. I think that's fast, right? I don't know. It's anonymous. Who knows? Oh, I didn't ask. And it only came to mind as I'm drawing an Amogus. Thoughts on the Amogus cartoon coming out? So edible. No, don't eat the Flowey. Even if they might taste like candy, don't. Oh, it is fast. Okay. I assume so. Good to have you fast. Go ahead and draw whatever you so desire. Oh, gosh. There's a time and place for a Strange Iron Man. Yeah. Muddy. Muddy sleeping with their Amogus plush. Will be watched by all. It probably will. You think the show will be good? Good IBW? By the way. Oh, okay. I think it'll be probably fine. I'm just curious on, like, what the hell's gonna happen in it? You know, stop it. Stop it. Stop disconnecting and reconnecting. It's getting annoying. Telling my computer to do that. Stop it. And it's just my connection to the server of this whatever. I don't know. Puffballs on the humor, 100%. Yeah, they probably. I mean, they probably are. I'm not saying that the show won't be funny. I'm just curious on what's gonna happen in it. Like, okay, I haven't seen the Cuphead show, but I'm assuming the Cuphead show is just kind of like a more joking, a little more in-depth retelling of the story of Cuphead. So, but like an Amogus show, like what? It's not? Okay, I have no clue then. A slice of life. There's a bunch of totally unrelated Cuphead adventures. Oh, okay. It probably will be a slice of life kind of thing. But like even even a slice of life has a story to tell. So, and like, what story do you tell with beans? You know, unless you bake them. Oh, that was a bad joke. God damn it, that was horrible. Why did I say that? Eesh. Meanie. Don't bake the beans. I don't know. I mean, I might watch it. I'll watch like episode 1 and see how it is from there. What is it you're drawing there, West? Saint. Huh. Also remember. Oh, okay. All of it was this movie night. Oh man. If only it was an actual movie and not a cartoon. Yeah. Because with a cartoon, they have to have a continuous plot. Well, I guess they don't have to. It could just be totally new every episode. But yeah. Eh. And a movie wouldn't? I mean, yeah, but like a movie is contained, at least if it doesn't have any sequels. I don't know. I'm also just spitting, talking. Imagine the Amogus movie. I mean, they made 2 Angry Birds movie, didn't they? So, you can make anything. Oh yeah, and also the Emoji movie. God, don't remind me. Yeah, so probably an Amogus cartoon show is definitely a better choice than Amogus movie. I think actually that's a good point to make. A movie would be more self-contained, thus making it kind of inherently worse than a cartoon. Just kind of inherently worse. Yeah. Bum ba dum. Why does the Honey Pop series have to have music that just goes so hard? It's an old song. What else to draw? Yeah, we have. How have you been, Jay? Sleepy? Aw. Eh. Eh. Another PVZ song. I promise, don't mean that to be, but it just happens. Yeah, I feel it. I woke up a little early today too. Had some chores to do with Dad, and he wanted to get up. I say a little early, but it wasn't that early. It was like I got up at like 10:30. That's not that early. Even for me, normally I usually wake up around 10:30, but I don't know. I guess I also went to bed later than I usually do. That's probably why I feel a little more sleepy than usual. Yo, Tito, I think, from Fast Up There. But hey, I mean, if you're feeling sleepy, you can always take a nap. Naps are great. Don't ever underestimate the power of the nap. Or power nap. Actually, power naps are probably not that good for you. Ah, okay. Yeah, I usually wake up at like 10:30, maybe 11. Get lunch, and immediately go into doing whatever I'm doing on my laptop, my computer. As much as possible. Yeah, that is true. You can feel not great after a nap, and it can throw off your sleep schedule. Sorry to kind of deface your Neko arc, CC, but that's what we do here. Well, Jay, you want to join in and start drawing anything? Ah, man. Best friends play. Yeah, just draw. I mean, it's like. I mean, you can see there is plenty of space. Just draw like a big laying cat. And go crazy. We have plenty of space. Oh, excuse me. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. Aw, that's sweet. Also haven't played Portal 2 in a while. It used to be almost a yearly thing that I'd play both Portal 1 and Portal 2. I loved those games as a kid. I even had like the official Portal 2 hoodie from Valve's store as a kid, but I eventually outgrew it, and I got very sad that I outgrew it. It was a good hoodie. Very good hoodie. Ugh. Excuse me. Loved the games and their comedy. Definitely probably shaped my own comedy today. Man. What worries me is that the writers at Valve, or like one of the writers at Valve, I shouldn't say everyone on the writing team, but one of the writers at Valve has said that where they are, they think they have a good starting point for a Portal 3 in writing terms, which is like, I mean, cool that they're wanting to make a Portal 3, but Portal 2 had such a nice and good ending that like, and the entire story of Portal 2 just kind of like wrapped everything up in a nice bow, and it's like, you want to untie that and go back in? I mean, okay. I'll go along with whatever crazy ride you got cooking up, but it's like, you got like other series you could be working on. Like a third one for those series too, like a Left 4 Dead 3 or Team Fortress 3 or move you out of the way. Oh no. You do that, you're gonna just get like bite marks all over you. Jay's gonna bite you. Yeah. Yeah. Kasane Tito. Very well done, Fast, honestly. The dress and everything. Good job. Hair swirls look really good. All of it looks great. Any point in TF3? Well, either a TF3 or like a Source 2 port to TF2, honestly. You're welcome. I'd be happy with either. Boom. Or just finish the Team Fortress comics. Because those were never finished. Or give us our summer update that they said they want to do. What can they add that's not in 2? I guess it's very fair. Yeah, it's a very fair point. That's why I was like also, yeah. A Source 2 port would also pretty much do the exact same thing. Just to make the game look a little nicer and, you know, yeah, it probably would. Just something, you know? Something. Let me reduce my request down to something. Because I can totally get behind why everything else would have its downsides. Yeah. No doubt. People also like making the comparison that like when TF2 originally came out, it was a lot more detailed. There's a lot of detail that was lost over the years with updates. Krobcat, great YouTuber that really documents just like how like sequels are better or worse than like ones that came before it. Like one that comes to mind is like how he compares Dead Rising 1 to Dead Rising 4 and how much Dead Rising 4 just took away from the original. Stuff like that. Spaghetti Code, yeah. He did one on TF2 compared like whenever the game came out and compared to whenever he made the video, which there was a decent amount of details that had been lost. I mean, most of them are, I'm assuming, for performance reasons. They were taken out because of performance, because the game was just getting so bloated and had so much stuff in it that it needed to take some of it out to make the game run smoother. I would assume that was the reason, but it could be anything. And it would always be nice to have those options back for those people that do have computers that could handle it, especially with computers nowadays, but also, I guess, Valve has just kind of moved on. Also, I want to say, I don't know a single person that plays Dota. Or has ever played Dota. I don't know a single person that's ever played Dota. How is Dota such a big thing? It probably is a bigger thing in like other countries or something, but no one I know, not a single person I know, has even played Dota. Like, how is that so huge, and how is that like keeping the company in the green, you know? But I guess it's just totally out of my field. Yeah, you also just don't hear about it much. I guess it's just totally out of my bubble, which is weird because I'm like in with like every other Valve title except for Dota. I just don't care. Yeah, people also care a lot more about League of Legends too, and talk about League of Legends way more. And I also have friends that are League heads, play League almost every day. They got me into League a few years ago. I really have not played much since. I played recently, but only a new game mode that came out, which was like 4 teams, and each team has 2 people on it, and you just go head to head, which is really interesting. But I was really bad at it. I only played like 3 games of it, and I was like, all right, that's enough for me. So, sad to say, I have played League before, but definitely not like a ranked player or anything. I always play casually. My high school friends, on the other hand, they try. They try. One of them, there's a part of League's website that if you, like, it'll show you just how much money you've spent on your account. One of my friends has spent over $1,500 on League. That's how addicted he is, poor guy. Ugh. Yeah. That's a lot of money to spend on a free game. We clowned him for it, but I mean, still friends in the end. Man, what else to draw? You know, I didn't really promote it, but I did make a Darkrai character. And the only times I've drawn her were for the 2 refs I made for our Artfight page. I'll give it a shot. The reason why I even made a Darkrai character is because I was bookmarking Darkrai characters on Artfight, and I was like, well, if they want to attack me, maybe they want to do something similar. I just wanted to try. I wanted to try drawing Darkrai because it's my favorite Pokemon. But then I quickly realized Pokemon designs are not anything I've ever done before and are not easy. So I had a little bit of trouble with them just doing the reference, but I think it turned out okay. I did commission one of Cinna's friends to do an art of her, and it turned out really well. So new things are hard. Agreed. But I'll try doing one of her here. Because I think she's kind of cute. I think what I did with her design makes her kind of cute. But I tried doing kind of like a shy Darkrai, which I don't know. I was trying to be unique in making a shy Darkrai, but it's like, is that really all that unique? It's not really that unique. If there's any type of character someone has already made a shy version of that character before, it's not anything new. There's no hope with Pokemon OCs. Yeah, that's why I'm only making the one. That's why I'm only making the one. I don't think I'll make any others. CC, you don't have any Pokemon OCs, do you? I think he means just like, with Pokemon OCs, they're probably just not going to get a whole lot of love or stuff like that. Been happy with just my in-game teams. Yeah. Or they get forgotten or stuff like that. Not like that? Oh, what did you mean then? It's just trying to make a whole unique Pokemon OC. Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, yeah. Because it's also very possible that, you know, the Pokemon Company have probably done the exact same thing themselves with all the different spin-offs of Pokemon. You know, Mystery Dungeon, Pokepark. They've probably already done a lot of different types of like Pokemon with this personality type. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I get what you mean. Why did why did those two songs actually mix really well together? One of them ended and started in like kind of the similar fashion. That was weird. Yeah. For sure. So I don't know. Also, I realized while making this OC, I accidentally kind of gave them Nagito Komaeda hair. Didn't mean to, just kind of happened. So, she's also slightly Nagito Komaeda. Saw a post of someone saying, or getting an email that said they couldn't have Nagito Komaeda as their profile picture on like Zoom or something. Cause like the group that they were with was like, no Nagito Komaeda. And then one of the comments was, your group has a do not interact list. Which is really funny. Nagito Komaeda, do not interact. Okay, I was also trying to be really cutesy by also giving this Darkrai character a heart in her hair. I was trying new things. I don't know if it really made anything better or worse. You could probably make a good Pokemon OC. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. And yeah, definitely could make a good Pokemon OC. It's not like I'm the only one that's done it in the group either. Silver's done it. Silver has a few Pokemon OCs actually. Oh, stop. Why every time? They can be cuties, yeah. Some of them can. I tried making a cutie Darkrai OC. I don't know if that really worked. I tried. The thing was the I don't know what you want to call it. The like red part of the Darkrai, which is like the like spiky part that's just kind of in front of him. I always kind of assumed that they were like meant to be like teeth, but like fake teeth, like how like some butterflies have like on their wings. It makes them like look like big eyes, like of a predator or something, to like scare away predators so that the butterfly doesn't get eaten. That's what I always thought it like was supposed to be on a Darkrai, but I don't know actually. Maybe there's some Pokemon lore about why Darkrai has that on him. It always looked like teeth to me. Could be anything. But actually trying to draw that was a little bit of a challenge that I had to figure out how to properly do. I can kind of do it now. I mean, I have to heavily look at this ref. I did. So, I've also I don't know what it is, but I kind of have like a weakness with characters that just don't have mouths or are mute. I don't know. It's just one of those things that like in the brain it just like is like, "Oh, that's really cool." I just kind of like it. Like a teethy mouth color. Yeah, exactly. Is good brain itch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. That's probably something not good. But something about just characters like not having mouths or not using their mouth by being mute or something. Eh, Something about that just I don't know is like, oh, that's a really neat thing. I can't put it into words. It's hard to put it into words, but it's just like it's just one of the things that I'm like, oh, that's nice. Ah, oh, that's right. She has another set of teeth here. Another set of teeth, I say. Okay, I don't know. I don't really know what exactly they are, but you know, there's something. Like that. Oh, some Cage theme music. Eyes get emphasized. Yeah. Hey, there's Jay. Good to have ya, Jay. Nuh-uh. Okay. It's not good to have you. Leave. Bye all. No, come back. I didn't mean it. Do you think your partner would like to do a shared canvas? Well, no, they've been on here before, so they're probably just busy. I forgot that we did have them on for one canvas. That's true. I also get that. Having being like the new person in a group of friends that have known each other for so long, it's a little daunting. I can understand that. Yeah. Also totally understandable. I do this a lot larger than I wanted to. That's okay. Just move it up. I didn't even say the name of the character, by the way. Evix is the name of the character. It's a name. I just kind of thought of it. I was looking through like fantasy girl names, and there was like one that I like came across. It was like Evie something. I don't remember it anymore. But I didn't like the end. I only liked the EVI. So I chopped off the end and did the and then the Xehanort thing of just adding an X. And it worked. I think I mean, I like Evix. I don't think it's a bad name. I probably could come up with something a little better, but it's good for now. Until I say, nah, I don't want it to be that anymore. But I don't know if they'll get any attention or not. We'll have to see. Alright. Let me quickly look at this whole canvas here. Oh, it's a skitty! I didn't realize that CC was doing that because I had the ref over the preview. Oh, whoops. Oh, everything died. Didn't mean to do that. Whoops. We're good. All good. All fine. All good. Yeesh. Accidentally minimized everything. Love it whenever I just accidentally do that. It just stops everything. Kills from modifying a word that just came to my brain, and Mizume is literally a sweetener. Just thought his hair looked like pulled sugar. It does. It does look like pulled sugar. You're very right. Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to do a little bit of work to figure out what is a good name for a character, and sometimes that method is just shooting shit and seeing what sticks. Can't get my mind out of those memories. The other thing I wanted to do with Evix was like make her really skinny. I don't know. That was like one thing I wanted to do. She does not have like Darkrai hands like a Darkrai would. She has like pretty normal hands. Cause I'm like that, I guess. With my eyes closed, those long days passing by from a dump, they slowly fade away. My soul, moving down from my mind. Such a good song. Yeah, Skitty. Look at that Skitty. Aww. That's like a lucky Skitty with charms on it and everything. It's really cute. Aww. Very cute. Well, if it's an OC, you gotta give it a name now. It's the law. Chamomile. She gets the green color by rolling in moss and stuff and surrounds herself with flowery fragrances to help her put her enemies to sleep. Wow. Should just do. Yep. Sure makes it look easy. Yeah. Well, Cece's been doing this for many a year. Player from the oh, I gotcha. That makes more sense. Very abusable, oh god. Got seeing and found out none of the bosses are immune to the sleep stat. Awesome. How do you know you could get a skitty in Mystery Dungeon? Interesting. Ooh, which mystery? Which Mystery Dungeon? Ah. Makes sense. Or Spores of the Sky. Ah, it sucks. The dreaded vacation trip. With her, she will scream loudly, and the moment you stop, she sprints for the nearest grass patch and roll a green back to her. Aww. That is kind of cute. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much Evix. Just with the arms a little... Oh wait, one more thing. It's their little tail. There we go. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Still a lot of space left. I don't think we have enough people here for Gartic Phone, sadly. Hmm. Again, this is like the most I've drawn on a canvas in a while. Usually I just don't draw much. I'm usually here to be the narrator and to, you know, compliment everyone on their amazing drawings as always. Amazing, amazing drawings as always. EP. Okay. Yeah, fair. Also doing art stream during art fight probably isn't gonna go over well. What do you guys think? Should I... During July, should I just not do Friday streams? Or should I still do them? Because I'm down to still do them, it's just... If we aren't gonna have a whole lot of people here. Ugh. Yeah. Eh. 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 Yeah, alright. It's sort of fun though. It's up in the air how many people join me things. Yeah. Kinda up in the air. I mean we had West. We had Fast as well. Clem showed up for a little bit too. Clem actually said a whole story about how they ran into a tree and had to stay in the hospital for like a few days. That was a interesting story. Oh, it's a CC skitty. Yeah. I'm gonna cut you 'cause this ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero to call home. Ah, button bit. Oh, cute. Place for no hero. I can already just tell it's button bit. Or is it? Oh no, it may not button bit. It's the mom, Lily. Could be her too. I wish this thing was better for drawing real stuff. Then you could do art fight attacks directly on here. Yeah. I mean, you probably could. It just wouldn't be as high quality as the rest. Yeah, it's probably Lily from the eyes. You probably could. They're not great, but they're good enough. They're serviceable. I'm sure people probably have. It's just like stabilization and pen pressure. Yeah. Dun, 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 I love you like the way I love you. It's a good song too. Just the original short change hero. And then Windows ink for pen pressure makes my cursor lag real bad. Oh no, that's not good. Do I even have that enabled? I know I have that in like my bottom right. I don't think I Do I? Pen settings. I don't even see a pen pressure anywhere. Just double click, press and hold. Nothing about pen pressure at least, which is fine because Gaomon, which is the company that made my tablet, drawing tablet, on their program they have a pressure thing I can change. So, aww, this is a cute CC Skitty. Just kind of lying there. But yeah, this is actually Short Change Hero. Not this version of it, but Short Change Hero is the song that plays at the beginning of Borderlands 2. And because in Poker Night 2 the Claptrap's in it, that's why they made they did the jazz version of Poker Night. For poor Poker Night. Hey, boom, oh yeah, there's the new Mario Kart tracks coming out, and Daisy Cruiser's gonna be in it. Oh, I'm so excited. Daisy Cruiser is like my favorite Mario Kart track. I just really like it. Oh, Bad End Theater. This is a game that I actually played through the entirety of in one sitting recently. Really interesting game. Really interesting game. It's right now it's like $8 for the Steam Summer Sale. I would recommend picking it up if you don't mind a game being $8 whenever it can give you like maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of stuff to do. It's relatively short, and depending on if you skip, I mean, because you can skip a decent amount of dialogue, but it's a visual novel, and it's interesting in the way that of how it works and how you replay through the same story but in different ways. So there's 4 characters, and you'll go through each character's story. As you go through through like one portion of the story, you'll unlock a character trait for them, and you can turn that character trait on or off. Usually that character trait is also tied to a decision that they'll make. So and all 4 of the characters' stories are intertwined. So if you play as a different character and you have like for example, there's a maiden and then there's like a demon underling, you can have the ability for the underling to just immediately devour the maiden or not, which would end the maiden story right there, or would continue the maiden story as you go on. So the whole game is just like that, where you have to try and get every single ending while switching on and off different character traits that all the different characters have while going through one character's story at a time. And then eventually at the end it all like culminates to like one as well. It's very charming, really good art for it too. Everything's in like a chibi-ish style and it works really well. Definitely check it out, at least on Steam. I think it's worth $8 at least. Very charming indeed. Hey Clem, you're back.
Hi. What happened in my absence? Horrible things, as I can see.
We gave you a notice.
I noticed.
What kind of game is it? Oh, it's a visual novel. So you just go through the story, like it's just text, pictures on screen. But there's tons of pictures in the game. Like it's almost every dialogue box has a new page or new image to it. Almost every single one. So it's pretty charming. Definitely recommend. Bed and Theater. It's short but charming. I gave him that before he even left. Oh, that's true. I wanted to mention that, but I forgot to before you could leave. So CC put that there before you even left. How was food?
It was pretty good. I watched the movie.
Nice.
As
How
well.
was the movie?
It was pretty good.
That's
It
good.
was Guardians Volume 3.
Ah,
Guardians of the Galaxy. It was pretty nice.
nice. We talked about Pokemon OCs, because I made a Darkrai OC that's on Artfight, and then CC made a Skitty, and also a CC Skitty. And a bunch of other random topics I don't quite remember. Yeah.
You drew also. I can
Yeah.
see a little bit.
Fast was here. Fast did a Kasane Tito, which is a old Vocaloid that doesn't get much recognition anymore. And Wes did some more Rainworld stuff. We also talk about isekais and how dumb some of them are.
I feel like people that write isekai are starting to realize how dumb it can be, and they're kind of played into it.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, Konosuba has been around for a while. That is literally just a joke
Yeah.
on isekais.
It's a good joke.
It is a good joke, though. It's a good anime.
It loops all the way around to actually being good.
Yeah, it does. Characters are one note, but
Yeah.
They're still
but
good.
they were-
it works. And they made simple characters that work. Yeah, then make it in as a serious lore. Yeah, that's true. After season 1, it's like it starts getting deeper into the characters as well. That's true.
I feel like they started as a joke and then they were like, actually,
Actually, hold up.
we could do something with this.
Good. Say, hold up. We got this. People
Hold
like
up.
this? Okay, we're gonna make it good then.
Hold
they
up, let's start cooking.
Let's start cooking. Yeah. Yeah. Konosuba was a good isekai. I am still in the camp that ReZero is not, though.
ReZero sucks.
Oh, Subaru is
don't
such a
like
bad main protagonist.
I hate it. I don't like this series.
It's just bad. I gave it a shot.
Dumb.
I watched all of season 1. Rem is the only redeemable character. There's some other side characters that are fine, but Rem's still the best one.
Nah, bro. Very awful.
I mean, the
Unwatchable.
like the owner of the mansion. He's kind of a fun character. You don't like him?
Yes. Okay.
But he's
I
fun
wanna
because he
watch
doesn't
this.
he doesn't show up a whole lot. He shows up in like
Get-
3-4 episodes.
But here's the issue.
Yeah.
I'm not watching the series to watch 4 episodes just because I want to see a side character.
That's
I
true,
watch
exactly.
The series, you know,
Exactly true.
It's
Subaru is just a bad.
bad.
Character. Yeah. There is Twister in ReZero though.
oh my god.
If you want gore, ReZero has got that. For
Yeah,
sure.
for no fucking reason too.
Yeah.
They could have made without it.
Yep. It gets
That's coming
dark.
from me too.
Like, ReZero gets really fucking dark in some episodes. At least in season 1.
Yeah. I
ugh.
don't know about the other ones. Initially, like, I was into it mainly because it felt like, you know, it was like being thrown into, like, another world where it's kind of an RPG and you respawn.
Yeah.
But you actually live through it for real.
Yeah.
Like, you actually die and come back to life.
Yeah.
And that sounded kind of interesting to me.
But the execution was not.
But oh my god.
The execution was not.
Oh my
good.
god. The main character is so bad.
It's so insufferable. I still will never forgive him. Rem literally pouring her heart out to him. Like, I love you. Let's go live far away. And he's like, no, my love is for Emilia. It's like, bro.
Like, come on, you're gonna live through this shit again?
Yeah, it's so rough. Emilia doesn't even want him.
No.
She actively does
No.
not want him, and he's like, no, I have to go for her. It's like, no, you don't.
Literally stop. Bro.
It's just
It's
whenever
just bad.
if the main character is the worst part about your anime, you've done something very wrong. Very, very
90%
wrong.
of the episode, if 90% of the episodes are unwatchable, save for 4 because there is one good character in the series, I mean, I feel like something's wrong.
Yeah. She's the designated love she is the designated love interest, and it's stupid.
For no reason at all.
For no
She just
reason.
exists, breathes, and the main character is like, yeah, that's the shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So she's not the angry Sandir. She's just literally she's pretty fine. She's like the Emilia is like the princess, the like slightly wide-eyed but also wise at the same time. She knows like a bunch of like magic spells. She's very book smart, I guess, but she's not like street smart. So Subaru is like, I need to protect her or whatever. Even though there's so many other better characters. It's so bad.
There are also characters that are more interesting and
Exactly.
more well balanced and actually like the main character.
True. Slave
Unlike
girls.
everybody watching the show, there's maybe like a 2 or 3 characters that actually like the main character. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Slave
He
girls.
doesn't
I
go for
remember.
those.
Yeah, it's rough. I know some people have said that season 2 gets better, but honestly,
Lol.
I'm good.
Okay. No.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to
Yeah,
watch season 2.
first season, yeah, it was an experience, and when it ended, I was like, "What the fuck? What?" And then I heard there was a season 2, and that's it. I know nothing about season 2. I watched the last episode. I know nothing that happened. I don't know what I'm drawing.
Drawing a guy. Kind of like how I'm drawing a guy with a gun. Because West made a guy trying to eat the Flowey, which do not eat the Flowey, that is Vor.
That's just illegal.
Exactly. Not eat people.
Flower?
Not only is it cannibalism, but it's a fetish.
Is it? Oh my god, yes. Actually.
Vor? Yeah, it's a fetish.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, cannibalism? A fetish?
Well, it's just in a different name.
Yo.
Seven Deadly Sins. I've heard of that anime. I haven't heard that it's bad, but now I have, I guess.
It's good.
It's oh, you think it's good?
It starts off kind of okay. Although the main character is like, you will roll your eyes several
Okay.
times. And I think I'm gonna say it.
Oh no, he's gonna say it, guys. Watch out.
It gets better after the first season. That's the issue. I mean, the characters are fun. The character designs are cool. The art style is cool. The powers, the story's kind of interesting. But like, when it starts off, it's like, bro, really? The story that happens beyond the first season, I think. Is it a third season? I think it's just a second. Oh, whatever. The story that happens after there's like a big reveal about the main sort of main character of the show. After that big reveal, it gets really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I was like, damn. Actually,
Damn.
pretty cool.
Damn. Look at my fucking forehead.
it was cool at that moment,
Yeah.
and it held that until the end. But the start of the show, the first season, is literally it is so cliche anime that is actually insane. Kind of.
Kind of.
The honestly, watch the first episode. It is the copy pasting of every other episode in season 1.
Oh.
Pretty much. Apart from save like a few changes here and there in the finale, but it honestly is a copy paste for the rest of the episode. They search for somebody that was part of the original Seven Deadly Sins, and then they find him, and then there's a big meanie, and they kill him, and then Meliodas touches boobs, and then everybody's happy. That's it. I'm not kidding. I'm actually serious about this. This is
I
what
believe you.
happens.
I believe you.
For real. But some of the
Oh,
characters
man.
are interesting.
That's good.
But yet again, the problem is, it gets better for season
It's,
1.
yeah, it's one of those animes that takes a little bit to get good.
No, some anime is it's just good straight off the first season. Look at fucking One Punch Man, and then it gets worse at season 2.
Yeah, One Punch Man kind of slowed down in season 2. It didn't like ruin the anime, but it's definitely slowed. Kind of like with the Overlord.
I think that the problem that there is with this show is that the novelty of it kind of wears off when you get to the end of season 1. Like, you know that nothing is going to match the power of Saitama. He's a fucking god.
Right.
He is literally wearing bulletproof fucking plot armor.
Yeah.
He will never die. He will one-shot everything. But the thing is, I don't think you can raise stakes when that happens in the show, like in the second season. It only
Right.
happened once.
Right. And season 1 had a pretty good ending too. I still
Yeah.
remember it pretty well. It was
I
good.
think it's gonna be difficult
Yeah.
for One Punch Man to match its first season again.
Yeah.
I guess it's gonna be pretty good when it gets to the part of the manga where I left off, which is the big fight between what is the main villain, like the main antagonist
remember
that's
his
getting
name.
stronger in the second season,
I don't
like
remember his name.
the guy that's kind of a demon. He's like,
Yeah, I
better than-
can picture him, but I can't remember his name.
well, yeah, him turning into a big demon, and then he fights Saitama, and then it fucking happens again, man. It's like, I know, you know what's gonna happen,
Right.
but still, if they get the right animators there, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
First season kind of worked off that, you know, the animators did an insane job,
Yeah,
and
they
it
really
worked
did.
out. Moral of the story: go watch Mob Psycho. Literally One Punch Man if it was better.
That's what I've heard about Chainsaw Man, where Chainsaw Man is like High School DxD but worse. So just watch High School DxD.
It's. I mean, I watched the start of it, the first season. I couldn't finish. Like, I didn't
Which one?
like
Chainsaw
it.
Man or High School DxD?
Chainsaw Man.
Okay. Because you should watch High School DxD.
Just watch. we have Chainsaw Man at home.
No. High School DxD is better.
Oh, it was the opposite then.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. High School DxD is better than Chainsaw Man. Have bicycle dude hero. I don't know. Does it? I've never seen Mob Psycho. Clem?
It doesn't have I'm sorry. It has references to One Punch Man, which is, I mean, it kind of makes sense considering that it comes from the same artist and almost the same animators made both the first season of One Punch Man and the entirety of Mob Psycho. And Mob Psycho is finished, by the way. There's no
Yeah.
more episodes to follow. It's ended. It got like 3 seasons.
So that
and
means
then
you can
it
binge it all.
Yeah, you can watch all of it and then you're done. It's a pretty cool story about a kid with psychic powers that really wants to go out with a classmate and gets in all sorts of shit because he's incredibly naive and incredibly introverted, which is relatable in a lot of ways when you watch the show. He's a really cool character. There's not a lot of fighting, though. I think in the first season, there's not a lot of fighting.
In the second season. Is there more?
I don't think so. I think
Oh.
the most fighting I've seen from this show, I think, is from the first season. And that's saying a lot about second and third season. No, never mind. Never mind. Second season is like a whole arc where it's almost always fighting. But it's for a good reason. Also, it ends well.
Yeah.
Also, it's bittersweet, and
Aw.
Mop is a great child.
Imagine naming your kid Mob.
Originally, that's not his name, but people call him Mob because he looks like just an NPC character you'd see from literally anywhere.
Oh, true.
He looks like an NPC. Because just the whole gimmick.
Ugh. Well, sorry you had to come at basically whenever.
Yeah, it
stream
was
time's ending.
basically the end.
Yeah, but hey, it's a good end off. That's good song to end on. I don't know. Is there a good song to end on? Sure. This'll work. Alright, well if there's any last things you want to draw, go right ahead. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I'll still do art streams. Even during July. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I asked that question earlier. But if because I wasn't sure how many people would show up really. But
Participate during July?
what?
During July, you mean?
Yeah, for art fight.
Oh.
I don't know. I just had that thought that many people wouldn't because they're already exhausted. But
Yeah, too busy with the art fight thing.
yeah,
Oh, it turns out there's quite a few of us.
that's true. There's like 5 of us. It's mostly normal. But yeah, if you want to, I'll say it again. If you want to come by and play some Jackbox games tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST, come on by because I have a slight feeling not many people will show up. So if you aren't doing anything for like a good hour or two around that time, come on by. You can play some Jackbox games and have some fun. You know, it'd be nice. Please join. No, you don't have to.
Don't leave me alone.
Don't leave me. Leave Brittany alone. No, it's alright.
I'll see if I can join.
It
Depending on when I finish work.
Say definitely me.
Yeah.
Just you see an Amogus, you just crush it in your hands.
Kill
like,
it.
like a stress toy. Yeah. And on Monday, I don't know. I'll figure out what I want to do. I'll play something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But for now,
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Cece said the same thing. I don't want to. I don't wanna. I already played through it 5 times. Why do I gotta play through it like 6 or 7 more times?
No more Shadow.
He's a great character, and it's not that bad of a game, but it's still a slog, and I don't want to.
Either that or you play Sonic 06.
I already did
Do
play
it,
Sonic
Shred.
06. I already did play. I do it again. I'll play Project 06. That way it's a little less tedious. God, I already did play Sonic 06. Choose. Oh
They're
no,
poison.
I won't even play a Sonic 8. Project 06, baby. Shadow vs Shadow 06. Spark 3. That's what I choose. Fine. I'll play Spark 3 on Monday. Because I need to play that. And I haven't played it yet. I played the first 2 games, and I played the first 2 games back to back, and I haven't played the third one yet. But yeah. All right. I'll save this, download, and upload it. Shadow the Hedgehog fan games? Oh no. That'd be even worse. Anyways, okay. Well, all of you have a great rest of your day. Jackbox tomorrow. Spark 3 on Monday, and you know, have fun with Art Fight, everyone. Don't overexert yourself, and get plenty of sleep. That's all I got to say. You have anything to say, Clem? Do you want to give any advice? Anything?
Attack me.
Okay.
Nobody else.
Okay. We can do that.
I am kidding,
Oh.
by the way. Don't do that. Attack other people. Attack the kids so they can be happy because they get fan art.
The kids. Attack the kids?
Yeah, attack the. What the you think you're assaulting kids? What the fuck?
Punch the kids. Step on them. Beat them up.
Overthrow the government.
Tackle them.
Attack the kids.
Attack the kids. Cece's the best at that, murdering so many kids. God.
She has been. I've seen my fucking
Yeah.
feed filled with Cece attacks.
That's true. Oh man, keep them coming. Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Gatling gun of attacks. Oh my god. Yeah, that stream's about over, West. All right. I'll say goodbye. Clem, say goodbye. Say goodbye in a different accent.
Goodbye.
Know how to do that?
Bravo.
Thank you.